Why did I buy a second M2? Well, that's what this video is all about. I'm gonna tell you guys why I bought a second BMW M2 in almost exactly the same spec as the first one. Why did I buy two of them? Well, for backstory, let's talk about my first BMW M2. I had a 2016 BMW M2. I had one in Long Beach blue. It was as stock as can be. It had like no carbon fiber on that car. All the trim pieces on that car were that like silvery chrome color. So you know it was like stock, launch spec, as base as it gets. And I had that M2 in a dual clutch transmission. Love that car, love that transmission. Really quick, lightning fast. It was so cool, such an awesome car. Then after 1 month of owning it, I totaled that car. And it's a real shame because it was a gorgeous one owner car. It kills me to this day that I totaled that car. Now, when that car got totaled, I went for a couple months looking for other cars. I was looking at, what do I replace the BMW M2 with? I needed something that could fill in for the M2, something sporty, rear wheel drive. I loved the Long Beach blue color, so I was hell-bent on getting something bright and in your face because it just looked more special to me. So what were my options? Well, I was looking at buying an M3 or an M4 initially. So I figured, you know what? I tried the M2 for a little while. Let me try now the M3, M4. And I didn't really have a preference to which one. I was leaning more towards the M4 because I like the coupes more than the sedans, but I didn't really have that much preference. So what car did I want? Well, I really wanted, and I'm just gonna say an M4, right? It's an M3 and M4, I'm just gonna say an M4. I really wanted an M4 in one of two colors. I wanted either Austin Yellow Metallic, which was my first choice, or Yas Marina Blue, which was my second choice. I was hell-bent on getting one of those two colors. There were a couple options that were like non-negotiable to me. Like I needed these options or I'm not buying the car. The first one was I needed the carbon fiber roof. If it had a sunroof, I was not buying it. Could not find them for the life of me. There were a couple I found, but then the other criteria was it had to be well maintained and as stock as possible. If I saw it had a cone air filter on there or any modifications in the engine bay, anything that looked like it would probably had some kind of a tuned or suspicious history, I was not touching it. And that in itself is a very difficult ask. And I was looking at the earlier generations, the pre-LCI, because I like the rounded headlights more than the kind of hexagonal designs of the newer ones. So I'm like, perfect. I'll get the pre-LCI, I'll save a lot of money in doing so, it's a win-win. So now you're asking for a lot. You're asking for an older generation M4 that's clean, with all the specs you wanted. And basically I was looking for a fully loaded one. Like I wanted the lighting package, I wanted everything. And it was very difficult to find. And every single one, and it still makes me so mad to this day, every single one that I found that I started the process to purchase, someone bought the car cash from under me, physically walking into that dealership. And I'm so mad. There was one M4 in California, it was perfect. It was like the best deal I could find. Exactly what I wanted, every option, every checkbox ticked off. I reached out to the dealer to buy it. We started the process and someone came in, bought it cash, and they're like, well, cash is king. It kind of is what it is. I'm sorry. So I'm like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. Car's gone. So then I'm like, all right, the M4 is not going to happen. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take a step back and let me decide what I want. So then I looked at the M2s again and I'm like, you know what? I kind of do actually want another BMW M2. An M2 was a car that I did still really want. And these are really the main reasons why I made this video, why I bought a second M2 after I already owned one. I only had that car for a month. That car I did not get to experience to the fullest. I bought that car in April, so it was like the end of winter. Spring was approaching, so you could get a couple nice drives in, but you really couldn't wring the car out. You really couldn't get all that performance out of it. You really couldn't properly enjoy everything there was to enjoy about that M2 yet. So that time was really cut short. So I felt like I needed more time with the M2. So I'm like, you know what, perfect. If I buy another M2, I could really finish having that full experience with the M2. So that's one of the main reasons why I bought a second one. The second reason was it is just such a good car. I absolutely loved the first M2, everything about it, the way it looked, the way it sounded, the special aesthetic that it had, the feeling of it. Everything about the car was just like perfect. I had very little negative things to say about that car. So that's the second reason. And the third reason, and this is really the bigger one, although I could have fulfilled this with an M3 or an M4, but because I wanted to experience a manual transmission. So for background, up until that point, I've only driven manual maybe once or twice, like 8 years before. So for all intents and purposes, I didn't really know how to drive manual. Like, I knew the concept of it, I know what you're doing, I know like all the theoreticals behind it. It's just physically, I didn't have the experience with the manual transmission. So I'm like, you know what? The M2 is a dying car. The breed of an M2, the analog feel, the manual transmission, the tiny compact little sports car, that's something that is dying. So I'm like, you know what? It's now or never. Because as the manuals are dying, as engines are downsizing, as this is happening, that's happening, it's really now or never. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to set my mind on buying a manual transmission BMW M2. I'm gonna buy the same color, the Long Beach blue, because that is the color I think that you should buy an M2 in, because it's absolutely gorgeous, it's special, it's unique, it's beautiful. I love this color, and I really wanted it again. So I'm like, all right, I'm hell-bent, I'm gonna learn the manual transmission, I'm gonna have another M2, and that's exactly what I did. I bought a second BMW M2 in Long Beach blue, just like my first one, except this time I bought it in manual. So I bought this car out in Tennessee. So I live in Connecticut, so I had it shipped from Tennessee to here, and I pretty much had to coordinate the whole PPI. I had to mail paperwork back and forth, which it sounds like a pain, but the dealership generally does a good job at making it a pretty easy process. If you're looking at buying a car out of state, don't shy away from it. You can still do it. My recommendation, if you ever are planning to do that, is test drive the car in person, at least the same make and model. I've already driven a BMW M2, so test driving another BMW M2 is not going to do anything for me. I already know how it drives. The more annoying aspect is just coordinating a pre-purchase inspection, so I had to find a place, I had to call them, I had to schedule between them a time where they can meet and do the inspection. That all worked out. Everything was good with the car, so I'm like, cool, I'll buy it, I'll take it. They shipped the car to me, and I took delivery. I still remember this to this day. This guy, downpour, torrential rains, and this guy is delivering my BMW M2 on this flatbed. Now, you also have the option when you buy out of state, you can either do a flatbed that's open or closed. I went with open because, I mean, it's just a BMW M2. It's not a $250,000 Ferrari. Like, just get a flatbed, save yourself some money. It'll be fine. It's no different than if you were to drive the car cross country. If it gets a rock chip, it gets a rock chip. So I still remember to this day, the guy got out of his truck with his umbrella. He spoke zero English, no English whatsoever. He just points to the car and he says, "Very good. Good, very good." So I gave him a nice tip because he had to drive practically the whole road from Tennessee to here in torrential rain, deliver my car in torrential rain. I felt so bad that he spoke no English, but yeah, great guy. I just parked the car in my driveway best as I could. From there, I started driving my M2 and learning the manual transmission. And now I love the manual, and I'm so glad I bought it. And that's kind of a life lesson too, I guess. Don't shy away from something because you don't know how to drive it or how to do it. Buy it, get it, and then figure it out. I bought this car not knowing how to really drive it, and then I figured it out. And you guys know what too? I have never, not once in this car smelled burning clutch. Never. In my 2 years of owning this car, not once have I got the burning clutch smell. So that should tell you something, that I did a good job figuring out how to drive this car if I've never smelled burning clutch in this car. Throwing that out there. But yeah, so that's really the story of why I bought a second BMW M2. I needed more time with the M2. It really is a good car. And then, well, it was an opportunity to learn manual, something that I never really had the opportunity before to do. So that's my journey from my first BMW to my second BMW. If you guys are all about the journey that we all take as car enthusiasts from our first keys to our dream driveways, make sure you guys also check out my website, drivewayjourney.com. I have some shirts, hats, stuff like that. Stuff to really represent our journey going from our first keys to our dream driveways. We all have a journey, a driveway journey that we all undertake as car enthusiasts, and we all should be encouraged to talk about that journey, talk about our dream cars, the path that we're on, what we've owned, what we want to own, and everything in between. It's exactly what this channel is about. It's what I'm all about. So if that's something you're into, check that out. Leave this video a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.